Liberty Spring football coverage continues here on LibertyFlames.com. Here joined by starting quarterback Josh Woodrum. How has your last couple of months gone since that Villanova game?
The big thing for me, it was just, recovery, especially coming from that infection in my knee. It took a while for it to, fully heal and, get complete range of motion back. So, mainly during the month of December, I just kind of rested, didn't do much. I lifted a little bit upper body, but just gave myself some time off, get back into it. And then once we got back with the team, I hit the ground running and, been doing great since then.
Speaking of hitting the ground running, seen a lot of the workouts on the field with the coaches' stations. Do you enjoy those?
Yeah, more so than anything, they're just for the coaches to see if they can break you. See, it doesn't really matter how good a shape you're in. You're probably going to die regardless in them. So they're so intense, but it's good. It's good team bonding, and good to be around the coaches and let them coach us a little more, because the only time we've had with the coach has been with the strength coach down there in the weight room. So it's good to get back with them. We get a little bit of film time in there too to work on some plays and talk about football and X's and O's, because I know everyone's been missing them since football season.
Of those drills that you guys do on the field, I've only seen a couple of the workouts, but which of the competitions is the most competitive, and do the players really enjoy seeing who does well in?
Definitely the harness pull. Okay. Yeah, it's just mano a mano. You can't lie from a challenge. You can't hide from it. So they strap you in, and then you go 5 yards. Whoever touches the line first wins. So I've seen some go pretty long. I think the longest it's ever gone is about 45 seconds, and man, they weren't moving at all that whole 45 seconds, and then eventually someone has to lose. But definitely, most of the time it's an offensive guy versus a defensive guy. So the offensive guys get pretty hyped for that. Myself included, I get pretty excited for that. I don't want to see defense win.
Josh, as spring practice here is upon us, what are some questions you've got about your offense you'd like to see answered? Not going to answer them all in these 15 workouts, but what are some of those question marks that you like to see how this team develops?
Right now, our offense is looking pretty good going into the spring. We just lost Greg Ray and Mitch Hansen and Dexter Herman. So we're really not having that many holes to fill, a couple of interior guys, and then trying to find a tight end or two to get down there and put their hand in the dirt. So right now we're probably going to focus on our passing game in the red zone maybe. We didn't do very well in that during the season, so maybe throw in some more wide receivers down there and see what we can do. As far as it goes for me, just work on my pocket presence a little bit. I've been in the system now. This is going to be my 5th year with the program, and my 4th year as a starter. So there's small things that I'm looking to critique, whether it's staying in the pocket a little longer, shortening my stroke in my throwing motion or in my stride, finding the checkdowns quicker. So just little things. But then as an offense, like I said, we're trying to find those little holes that have been left. We should be looking pretty good so far, but those little holes shouldn't be very hard to fill. I'm sure we'll find out in the first couple of days who's going to step up.
Yeah, that is for sure. You talked to a lot of kids that go into their senior year and they relish the workouts a little bit more than they did. Are you to that point yet?
I was talking to a couple of guys today, and actually, I'm kind of tired of working out right now. I want to go play some football. So, yeah, you definitely look back, and it's definitely a culmination of what your whole career has been. And this is my last spring ball, so I'm going to try and take it with each practice as best I can. And I've never really had a problem doing that. I've always looked at each practice and see how can I improve from the past one. I don't really get caught up in I had an interception, I had a bad practice. You always try to improve on whatever you're doing, whether it's in the weight room or on the field or in the film room, learning different runs, different pass plays, whatever it may be. So for me, it's not, that big of a problem to relish it, because as soon as I, was the starter, I understood that, eventually I'm not going to be the starter. One of these days it's going to happen. I'm not going to be here anymore. So ever since I've been starting, I've kind of taken, the opportunity to just relish in all the reps I get, all the, chances I get to be with my friends.